Okay, welcome to our Good Food Real Fast cooking class, being hosted by some of our favorite people. Grandma, also known as Beanie, and Virginia, that's my mom and Elizabeth's grandma, and by my Aunt Ruby, my mom's sister. So we are so thankful for our hosts today, and they have to know they're very special. And we're very grateful for them, and they're going to receive some really nice host rewards. So we also want to let you know if any of you wants to host a class, either in your home if you live nearby us here in Winchester, or like this, let us know, and you can receive some of those great host gifts also. It includes free product and 50% off a product, so it's lots of fun. I'm going to turn my phone here so you can see both of us. So there's Elizabeth, there's me, and we're doing this on a number of platforms. And we are excited to share with you tonight. We're going to be doing street tacos. And Elizabeth is watching my screen for me to make sure everybody's getting in that needs to get in. She's the techie person besides the good person in the kitchen. So we are going to be doing street tacos tonight, and we're going to be showcasing the Good Food Real Fast Mexican Meal Kit. Let me grab that for you. So it comes in a little box like this, and inside it has what we are going to be using. It has the guacamole seasoning. It has the poco picante seasoning, which we will be using for our salsa. It has a fajita seasoning that we'll be using for our fajita sweet potato fries, and it has a nacho cheese seasoning, and Elizabeth thought this would be a great dip for those fajita sweet potato fries, although we're not making this tonight, but we certainly can. So also in this kit comes recipes. These are recipe ideas of what you can make with this kit, along with a shopping list. I think this is really, really neat. So we're going to be showcasing this tonight, along with what we're going to make our tacos, street tacos out of, is going to be this meal packet right here that is called pulled chicken. So you can definitely make it with chicken. They have another one that's called pulled pork. These pulled chicken and pulled pork recipes are made to actually be slow cooker recipes. If you use raw chicken and raw pork, you just put the packet in, put the things in your slow cooker, and set it and let it go. We're not using chicken or pork. Tonight we're going to be using Butler Soy Curls. So we're making this vegan, and we are going to use the soy curls in place of the chicken to make pulled soy curls street tacos. And Elizabeth's going to show us right off the bat.
We're going to be making chocolate pudding
for dessert. So we have a lot of things in store for us. We're really excited to have you here in our kitchen. And again, we're very grateful for our hosts and for inviting all your friends. And it's being live on Facebook, it's being on Zoom, and later on it'll be on my YouTube channel. So we got 3 cameras going on. If you can't see, sorry, somebody can see somewhere. But Elizabeth, why don't you go ahead and get started with the pudding? It takes about 10 minutes in the refrigerator to set up. So why don't you move over here so more people can see you. There we go. So this is the packet, and the directions are on the back. So the directions are basically
2 cups of milk, and then you whisk it together, and then you put it in the refrigerator for 10 minutes.
Can't get much easier than that. So she's got 2 cups of soy milk there. She's going to whisk it together for a couple of minutes. So while she's doing that, we're gonna put this in these little single serve. They're also prep bowls. They have measurements on them that comes from Epicure. We're gonna put one in there and put it in the refrigerator while we're making the rest of the dinner. And it will actually be ready a little bit sooner because it's a smaller amount. And we'll put the lid on it. So when you're ready, Elizabeth, you can get it into there. And while she's doing that, I'm going to get started with our fajita sweet potato fries. So we already got our sweet potatoes all cubed up in a bowl. And basically, I am going to grab my pan here. So that's ready. So these seasonings are, for this one, I'm gonna use the fajita seasoning. It's really tasty. And the seasonings are, a lot of them come low or even no sodium. So for people who are, on a special or restricted sodium diet, they can use these things as well. That's one of the things I really like about Epicure. They leave a lot of things out that people are often sensitive for, or like for me, 80% of their products are vegan. Even though the package says cold chicken, I can still use it with my protein of choice. And I really like that about Epicure. So this is what we're gonna do here. I've got my bowl of sweet potatoes here, and I'm just going to drizzle on some olive oil. We have our oven preheated to 375. And then for this many sweet potatoes, I'm gonna go ahead and put in probably 2 tablespoons of this fajita seasoning. And I really like these measuring spoons from Epicure. They go all the way to the bottom of the jar. Actually, it looks like maybe a tablespoon and a half is gonna be enough, unless you want them like really, really spicy. So I'm putting that in, and I'm basically just gonna stir them up. I've got these really neat tongs from Epicure also. They have metal inside, but they're silicone on the outside. So they work, whoops, one got away. They work really well for my really sensitive non-stick cookware. So we're just gonna get these to be mixed around here. And if you weren't watching me, I'd be using my fingers. But you're watching me, so I'm not using my fingers. But you know what? You're not going to be eating them, so now I'm just going to pour these out onto my baking sheet here. And Epicure has some really neat baking sheets that have silicone liners that make cleanup so easy. I just haven't gotten mine yet, so just wanted you to know they're out there. So I'm just going to try and layer these so they are single. I'm going to try and spread them out so they're like a single layer here. And then we're going to pop these in the oven. And these are probably going to take about a half an hour. It depends on how thick you make your sweet potato fries, how thick you cut the sweet potatoes. Oop, that one's going to be for Teddy. It fell on the floor. Okay, so I pretty much just layered my sweet potatoes out like this, and I'm going to stick this in the oven real quick.
Just put this in the
Yeah, you can put that in the fridge too. So the next thing we're going to do is, the other thing that needs to set for a little while is going to be our soy curls. So that's because they are dehydrated. So the package says to put them in a container, cover them with warm water, and let them sit for 2 minutes. So I'm going to turn on the faucet here to get some water going. And I'm going to go ahead and add the seasonings in, so it will be absorbing the seasonings as well as just the water. But we're going to cook these in Epicure steamer here instead of a crock pot. And I really like this steamer. I use it a lot. I think it was really made to save time in the microwave. You can cook whole meals in this. And you can cook them in really a lot less time in the microwave, but I don't use a microwave. I don't have a microwave, and I still find this is very, very handy and useful. It has a little shelf that you can actually do two things at once if you like. We're not going to use the shelf tonight, so I'll put that on the side, but I am going to pour my soy curls in here. And I'm just going to put a little bit of water in here, not just about to cover them, so they're still sticking up a little bit. I don't want it to be too runny. So this is my soy curls right here. They are going to puff up a little bit. I don't know if you can see that without spilling. Whoops, we did spill. So now I'm just going to add the things that are on the back of the package of our seasoning mix. So our seasoning mix says to add some ketchup and some vinegar, and what I found is put maybe half the vinegar unless you like things extremely sour. So I'm going to put half the vinegar that it calls for. This smells so good. We made this the other night. Instead of these soy curls, we made it with frozen jackfruit that we got from our grocery store. And it looked like this. It came in a package like this. And that was really good. It was probably a lot more of the texture of pulled chicken because you kind of pull that jackfruit apart. So we did that the other night, and that was tasty. So I'm just going to go ahead and put in my ketchup and vinegar. And we're going to let this sit for about 10 minutes so those soy curls can rehydrate. We'll get a spatula here. I really like all the seasonings just being in one packet. You don't have to worry about, oh, I forgot this, or I don't have that, or how much do I put of this or that. I really like having the seasonings ready.
It's pre-measured.
Pre-measured, that's it. So here's our vinegar. We're actually using apple cider vinegar. We like that. And then I believe it calls for brown sugar, and we are just using sucanat, which is dehydrated sugarcane juice. And we're going to use about, let me see what we decided to use for that. 3 tablespoons of that. You can adjust this to your own liking. There we go. So we're going to let that sit for a few minutes. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and have it be in our toaster oven. I wanted a lower temperature than my sweet potato fries. So I'm going to stick this in the toaster oven even while it's just combining the flavors. And I'm going to put it in there for about 10 minutes just so it can get the flavors together. I like to put it on my little toaster oven pan.
Got it.
Okay. So in the meantime, Elizabeth is going to show how to make the salsa. So the salsa is basically, the recipe is right here on the Poco Picante jar.
And then Epicure has a nice, it's a lemon and lime. So this one's for lemon, so it's a lot bigger. And then this one's for the lime one.
Oops, sorry, Elizabeth, you can just do it right in here, Elizabeth. Elizabeth pre-cut our tomatoes here, so we have a cup of tomatoes in one of our prep bowls. It works out really nice. and just a little bit of lime. It says a dash of lime. And then, how much of the seasoning do you need, Elizabeth?
It says
2 tablespoons or?
Yeah, 2 tablespoons.
Okay, so you can do that. And here's your spoon. Oops. So she's got the chopped tomatoes, a bit of lime juice, and 2 tablespoons of this picante. If you want it hotter or spicier, you can just add more seasoning. And if it's too spicy for you, just add less or add more tomatoes. So it's really easy to
regulate.
Thank you.
The spiciness.
Okay, so there you go. And while Elizabeth's doing that, I'm going to make some guacamole. So the first time I made this, I had a bunch of fresh avocados that I took 2 avocados and mashed them into a bowl and made the guacamole that way. But this time, I just bought some mashed avocados also. I find that it's difficult to know if you're going to get avocados that are actually good on the inside. They might look good on the outside, but when you open them, they're not so good. So I'm just going to use this whole packet because we really like this guacamole. We really like the salsa too. And this also takes a bit of lime juice, and Elizabeth already made some here with the juicer, so I'm just going to pour some of that on. Not measuring, but, and then, does it call for 2 tablespoons also?
I'm pretty sure this one's 3.
Okay.
Yes.
So 3 tablespoons of,
and a splash of lime.
And a splash of lime juice. And while she's getting that going, I'm going to turn on our grill. We have a little grill here in our stovetop, and we are just going to grill the taco shells here. We've got 2 different kinds. They're both from Mission. We've got these little street taco flours, very soft flour shells, or to make it gluten-free, we've got the corn. So I'm just going to put some of these on our little grill over here while she's stirring up the guacamole. So for those of you who don't know, there's also going to be a mega cooking class on Sunday. You can get with Elizabeth to figure out the details of that. She has it on her Facebook, and I think my mom also has it on her Facebook. So it's going to be lots of people, and our leader, Beth Davis, is going to be one of the demonstrators for that, for one of them anyway. So that ought to be really good. But I'm going to get these on our grill. And we're really excited to share this Epicure. I have yet to do a demonstration in somebody's house. We had one scheduled and it was canceled inside the house, so we just moved to this platform and told everybody go on Zoom and you can go ahead and see it. And it was successful. Everybody liked it, and they just couldn't taste the food, but they could order it and taste it afterwards. So I just want to share with you the things that we're using here that are Epicure. Are we having difficulties, Elizabeth?
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
We can't get in.
Somebody can't get in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Elizabeth's fixing that problem. So we're again using the Mexican meal kit. It's called Good Mexican Meal Kit. We're using the pulled chicken, and Elizabeth probably already threw away her packet for, she's very efficient for her chocolate pudding. So we are, so the things that if you wanted to make what we're making, that's what you could make. Or we're finding there are so many things. Having an adult foster home here, and we cook for a lot of people, it's really makes my life much easier to be able to just pick out a packet and be able to put a meal together in 30 minutes, put some salad with it, and there we go. And so far, we've liked what we taste, and I'm excited to get more and more of the foods. So let us know again if you want to host a cooking class for us. And if you're interested in doing what we're doing, or have us do the demos for you and you actually be a consultant and get paid to share good food real fast, let us know. Elizabeth is building a growing business, and I'm excited to help her. Let me just check my
So this is what the guacamole looks like after it's pretty much, well, all stirred in. And it will, all this is dehydrated, and so it will rehydrate. And then this is what the salsa looks like. Should have chopped the tomatoes a little smaller. I mean, has it been 10 minutes yet?
Has it been 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Not quite. We'll bring it out when we're ready for it. For those of you that are on Zoom, do you have any questions that we can answer? Or I think Elizabeth is taking care of the FaceTime questions. We're just waiting a couple of minutes here for, actually we're waiting for our taco shells to get warm. I turned on the wrong burner, the wrong knob. So you want to flip those for me, please, Elizabeth? Thank you. And we're just going to set up a sample plate here so you can see what we're having for dinner and what it looks like, what you could be having for dinner one day real soon. Let's just... Okay, we're just going to put these on our plate here.
Is that ready?
And we have some sweet potato fries that are done. Are you still having problems?
Mm-hmm.
What's happening?
Ruby is trying to get in.
Look at these sweet potato fries, and they taste and smell so good. Look at that. Oops, they're coming right off the plate.
I can't get that.
Who's trying to get in?
Ruby's trying to get back on the Zoom.
And we can't figure out how to help her?
No, because...
Oops. In the meantime, my pulled chicken, actually pulled soy curls, is smelling very delicious.
Oh, okay. I got it figured out, I think.
Look at this. I don't know if you can see this. Are you able to see this? Careful, it's hot.
Yeah.
Can everybody see this? It is so yummy smelling and looking. So we are just going to top our, maybe it will help if I go ahead and bring some out. So we're just going to spoon this onto our little street taco shells here. This smells so yummy. And that steamer makes things cook much faster. So now, Elizabeth, could you top these with a little bit of lettuce? Elizabeth, picked some lettuce from our garden that Denny grew today. He didn't grow it today, she picked it today. So we're gonna top it with that. And then we have some sweet onions. I think these are Walla Walla sweet onions that we diced earlier. We can put those on top, a little bit of that, along with the toppings. And let's check on the pudding. Look at this pudding. It is so yummy looking. We're just gonna dress that up a little bit. We freeze-dried some raspberries earlier in the year, and I just like using those for garnish. And we've got some, it's chocolate mint that's growing in my pot that has my rose bushes, and it just makes it look prettier. So there's our chocolate pudding. And here is our street taco dinner with pulled chicken and sweet potato fries, fajita flavored sweet potato fries. So we are thankful again for our hosts, Virginia, my mom, Grandma, Beanie, and for Aunt Ruby for being our host today, who've invited all of you. So there are links for ordering. If you want any of these things, also on that link you will be able to see a catalog that will have a number of other things that are available. There are just so many things. I cleared a little place in my pantry that was maybe 2 feet wide, and I figured I'll just have this for all my Epicure stuff. Well, now I'm having to clear more and more space because I'm finding a lot more things that are very useful, very helpful for our kitchen. And Elizabeth is getting ready to have her own kitchen, so we'll probably have some of these in her kitchen one of these days. So are there any questions? Did we cover everything? We'll try and unmute everybody, or raise your hand if you have a question. But again, we thank you for joining us here today, and wish you could be in our kitchen with us and you could be tasting this. But you know what Elizabeth and I are going to be doing in the next few minutes? We're going to be eating this yummy street taco with fajita sweet potatoes. And Elizabeth, are you going to eat some chocolate pudding, or are you going to save all of it for Andrew?
I'm going to save it for Andrew.
And our lady Jackie loves chocolate pudding, so she really likes this. She'll enjoy that for dinner.
We are both not chocolate fans, so.
Yeah, we don't really care for chocolate. And I'm vegan. This is actually vegan because we use soy milk, but that's why we didn't make the cheese sauce. Elizabeth said, you know, I have friends that aren't vegan, so we could actually make this, but why don't you tell them how?
So there's this nacho cheese, and you put 3 tablespoons of the mix with half a cup of sour cream and cream cheese and grated cheddar, and then you put it into a heat safe dish, heat in the microwave or oven until bubbling, and it goes on anything really that you want.
Fajita sweet potato fries
can go on anything.
Maybe when Andrew gets home, she'll make some of that for his fries. So if there's not any questions, do we have any questions? Anything we didn't cover? Are you trying to say something? I see somebody trying to say something, but I can't hear anybody.
It was very good.
Oh, thank you, Mom. Thank you. Mom is our #1 supporter, and we're grateful for it. So I think we got this dinner down in under 30 minutes, Elizabeth. So that was our goal, so we could get on and off of Zoom before they shut us off. And I like to really see if we can make good food really fast. And it seems to be working. So thank you very much, all of you. Thank you again to our hosts, and hope you host again.
So for anybody who's interested in ordering on Facebook, I will be posting links for the orders. And I'll have 2 different ones for my grandma's party, and then for my Aunt Ruby's party. So you guys, I'll try and make that clear on the post, and if you guys are interested in ordering and have any questions, you can always message me too.
Just remember who invited you to this cooking class, so you can click on that link to place your order and they can get credit, more free products for them. And again, kudos out to you guys. Thank you so much. We love you, and take care. Be safe, be healthy, be happy.